Ha ha. And we are here. And we are vibing, 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 vibing with who? Reeves. That's right. You vibing with Reeves, baby. Thank you. Thank you oh so much. Another episode, another day, another shot. Do it up big. Let the world watch. Live out your dreams and earn your spot. Got to be grateful for that. Not everyone can say that. I mean, because they're okay, bad example. But you know where my heart was, you know. You're here, you're alive. That's a blessing. Another chance to advance. Another chance to get it right. Get it right, get it tight. You know what I mean? Gotta be grateful, you know. Gratitude determines the latitude. And today, on this episode of Vibrant Reads, we have political man, entrepreneurial man, author man, friend to the show, friend to the podcast, Maxwell Billieon. Let's get it, baby. Yeah, let's do it.
There
What's
he
good?
is. What's going on, stranger?
What's going on, player? How you? How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you perfectly fine.
Fantastic, fantastic. What's happening?
Nothing much, nothing much. Just pushing the podcast, you know, doing my thing.
I'm glad to be back. We'll have some fun.
Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. Now, what's been happening since the last time you've been on?
Oh wow, we've gone viral a bit on online talking about um, the relationship of African American culture, women. I made a statement that um, Carisha is nothing but Karen with a different name, and a lot of African American women had something to say about that. And and for me, it's as true a statement as there could possibly be in America today because Black women want to be white women. And when I say Carisha is just Karen with a different name, relatively speaking, if we think about the issues of Black America today, we're talking about specifically about the relationship between African American women and African American men as it pertains to the state of relationships. We're not talking about LGBTQ rights. We're not talking about gay men and gay relationships or lesbian women and lesbian relationships or any of that. We're specifically, excuse me,
Mm.
talking about the relationship of heterosexual relationships. And those relationships predominantly are scarred today because African American men have been removed from the home and African American women have been made to want to be white women. When I say they've been made to want to be white women, I mean they want white female rights. If you think about it, what are African American women? Do they want your rights? How many
Some
black women you? How many black women you know would trade places with you?
some said he would, but they wouldn't. If they were smart, they wouldn't because you still black. You still got black. Even though you wouldn't have to deal with the sexism, you still got to deal with the black part. So you
But
still got to
how
deal
do
with the
you not?
racism.
So how do you not have to deal with sexism? I filed sexual harassment charges on the biggest, I think the biggest African American female author, maybe not in history, but certainly she's in top five, an African American author named Zane. And I filed sexual harassment charges against her. And when I filed those sexual harassment charges against her, it was also against the publisher, which was the largest book publisher in the world, Simon and Schuster. Simon and Schuster was all women.
Oh, really?
All the women, all the people that worked on my book, my first best-selling book, Death of the Cheating Man, with the exception of one person who was a gay white male, all the rest of them were women. And at least half of them were black women. And every single one of those women, regardless of the proof that we submitted, video, audio, all of it we had, all sided with Zayn. We live in a world where Wonder Woman can beat up Superman, where they show that in cartoons to our youth, where they show that the physical prowess of the female is greater than the physical prowess of the male. Now, if you are a black woman and you've been taught on American soil that an African American man's voice doesn't count, and they have been taught that, there's never been a time where African American women listen to African American men. I don't know where we came up with this unicorn, that there was this America where Claire Huxtable was listening to Cliff. I don't know how where we created that.
Nah, it happened, but if you
When?
talk about
Tell me
between
when. Tell me when.
before you getting into the 70s, before the
When?
70s, I'm saying before the 70s, before the 80s,
When?
I'm saying 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s.
You're telling me that black women who cleaned toilets in the 1920s were listening to black men that worked in the coal mines and factories. They were listening to them.
Yes.
Or they just had no choice because the laws didn't, A, first of all, didn't allow them to get a divorce, and B, didn't allow them to work to earn a wage for themselves. So those women were actually willingly listening to African American men. Let's go
Yes.
back even, let's go back further than that. I'll prove you wrong. During slavery, master owned the black man and the black woman
Yeah. And the black child, the
and
whole
the black
family.
child. But let's focus on the relationship.
Okay.
So master owned the black man and the black woman. Who was closer to master, the black man or the black woman?
Closer how? What do you mean, like friendship
And
or just who's around
no,
them
forget
more?
friendship. Who was around them more,
Hmm.
black man or black woman? Who was in the house more?
The woman, but was the white
Who do
man
you
in the
make? Who do
house?
you have? Who do you have sex with? Who do you make babies with?
Hey, actually, they was having sex with the men's too.
Yeah, but
They were
who was
being
he
raped
making?
too, but
Who
they
was he
didn't.
giving?
They
Who
was
was he
having
giving
babies
his
with the
offspring
women.
to?
That's the
So
only way
if
to have.
so,
But
if master owns you and your woman, and you guys are both master's property, and you can't do anything to your woman, you can't. You can't discipline her. She's not your property. She's his property. You can't put your hands on her. You can't force her to do anything. You can't tell her what to do. Only master can tell her what to do. That same master can tell you what to do. So who are you listening? Who is she listening to? Is she listening to you or is she listening to master?
you're both listening to master, but after slavery is something different.
Hold
But
on. Because after
I
slavery,
said
you get to
before the
stay.
70s. So I was like 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s.
After you get to slavery, late 1800s, going into the 1900s, yeah, you get to Reconstruction. Who's reconstructing?
Us.
Black, us black people. The
Us.
same people. We just left the plantation, and now all of a sudden she's learning new rules. She's learning new what? You don't have a job. She doesn't have a job. He has to go clean toilets. You have to go pick strawberries, right?
Yeah. Maybe
My
back at tea
grandfather, my
plantation.
grandfather, my grandfather. You had to go pick strawberries, right? And you had to be live on someone else's farm. It was called sharecropping. My grandfather was a
Yes.
sharecropper. So where would my grandmother or my great grandmother, who was a slave, where would they have learned? to all of a sudden listen? Did they go to school to teach them how to listen? They were listening to Master for 200 years. Did they go to school to teach them how to listen, to follow? Where would they have learned any of this information to develop this skill? Now they go into the 1920s, 1930s, and we have what? The very first time, remember this, remember that African American men, black men at that time, were Republican. They were on the Republican side of the coin. Yes.
Yes, there was.
Now now we go into the Depression, and who leads the family over to the Democratic side? Black women. Why? Because for the very first time in American history,
They get to
our
vote.
president our president did what? He gave them free subsidies. Cheese, bread, coffee, milk. Yes, all of these things they give free. So who's the black woman listening to again? Master, the state. The state becomes her husband. But she's still not listening to her husband. We move forward. When would she have learned? Where would she have learned? What school was teaching this craft,
The
this
Bible.
art? But they had the Bible in slavery.
Yeah, and they're still teaching them that. But I know that's some hypocritical stuff because in the
They were
Bible,
teaching them
they
what?
say a lot of
They weren't
things.
teaching. They weren't teaching them to listen to their husband. They were teaching them to listen to their master.
True,
It
but it was
says
still in there. It was still written in there.
what? To listen to your husband? No, it's written in there to
Yeah,
listen to your master.
this to
It
your
says
husband
wives.
and your
It says
master.
wives submit to your husband in
That's
the King James version. Submit to your husband. It still says that.
yeah. Submit is
So what?
listening. You can't
It's
submit without
it,
listening.
it said it in the 60s. It said it in the 50s. It said it in the 40s. It said it in the 80s. It said it in the 90s. It said it in the 2000s. So where would black women have learned? Tiger Woods learned to play golf. Michael Jordan learned to shoot a basketball. Mike Tyson learned to knock people out. Where would black women have learned the art of listening to anyone other than master? When? When did this happen? It never happened. There was never a point where Big Mama, we only talk about Big Mama. We never talk about Big Papa. We only talk about Big Mama. There's a reason why we only talk about Big Mama in the black community. Everybody else talks about Grandpa. We talk about Big Mama. Why? Because Big Mama ran the house. He ran Big Papa too. He told him what to do, when to do, where to go, what to buy, and he went to work and he did it. She didn't listen to Big Papa. The grandkids didn't listen to Big Papa. They listened to who? Big Mama. The matriarchal system has been prevalent in the black community since slavery because the black woman was closest to master, not the black man. That is a fact. The
You're gonna make a lot of
closest
people mad
one,
with that one.
the closest one to who is the real house nigga? Black women. Because they were in Master's house much more than black men. Black men were terrifying. Master was not about to let you. Did you look in the mirror this morning? Did you look at yourself this morning, brother? Do you think Master was letting you in his house? As fast as you were coming in there, you were going out the back door back to that plantation. You were not about to stay in his house with his white woman.
Hey, I'm not the right complexion for that. You might have had a chance.
No,
You might have had a
why?
chance.
Master wasn't intimidated by this because my skin was a bit lighter.
Yeah, I said
Black,
might have. They might have saw that, and they might have
no,
said, "Oh, he got a little bit of me in him. He
no,
might take it easy."
absolutely not. Master was nowhere close to thinking as stupid as we are. Master understood that blacks came in all shapes, sizes, and colors, and he bought them all. We're the ones with the disease that think that because you're light skinned, it means that you must be mixed with European. I'm not.
They're the ones who gave it.
Ethiopians to Egyptians to Moroccans, Kenyans to Nigerians to Ivory Coast. Black people come in all shades. From the womb to the tomb, we come in all shades. Master's not stupid. He's dealt with all of them. He's bought all of them. He's colonized all of them. So he's Master's not less intimidated by me. If you and I are driving in a car right now, and that police officer says, "Hey, you niggas, get out the car," is he talking to you or is he talking to me?
Talking to both, but let me
Both
counter
of
that. But
us.
wait a minute, let me
He's
counter
talking
that.
to both of us.
Let me counter that. Because the reason they did it is not because they stupid, because they want to center this thing called colorism, which is still racism. Which is still racism. They want us to feel like, dang, the closer you are to light skin, the lighter you are, the closer you are to white. So that way you hold being white up to a higher plateau, higher level. You're like, wow, it's white. So that's another way to have people there
No,
fighting over stupid stuff.
it's
So
a
they want to
myth.
plant that seed in us.
It's
So
a
that's one
myth.
way to do it.
It's a myth. Frederick Douglass was light skinned. Malcolm X was light skinned. That's
He
a
was a light
myth.
skin. He wasn't light. He was brown
Malcolm
skin. He was red.
X, Malcolm X was lighter than me.
No, he wasn't.
Malcolm
He was red.
X,
He
yes, he
had red
was.
section, but he had red
Malcolm
hair.
X was Malcolm X. His hair was red. That's why they called him red. But
Yeah,
his skin was lighter than me.
nah,
Malcolm
not
X
from
is
the
not a
pictures I
brown skinned
seen.
brother. Martin Luther King is a brown skinned brother. Malcolm X is a light skinned brother. Frederick Douglass is
You
a
darker
light
than him.
skinned brother. Huh?
You was darker than Malcolm.
That's what I'm saying. I'm darker than Malcolm
No,
X.
no, I
Malcolm
mean
X was
Malcolm's darker than you. That's what I meant to
no,
say. I'm
not a
sorry.
chance. Not a chance. I
Yeah,
know his family. I've seen his. I've sat in the living room and seen the pictures. I know his family. Malcolm X was a how? He's half white.
you can have white in you and still be darker.
Yeah, but that's not the colorism that you're talking about. The colorism that you're speaking of is what they have in India. The colorism is there where there's a class system that's based on shades of darkness to lightness. And you see it in the Dominican Republic. You see it in Haiti against with the mulatto. We don't have that. That's not what we have.
Yes, we do.
But
We
we
treat each other
no,
bad.
no,
Let's
no.
pick
We
those
black
of us that will treat us, well, will treat
we don't have
someone
a class
better
system.
if they're darker, and or treat someone better if they're lighter.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
not a
saying
system. That's not a system for us.
that's
Our
self
system,
hatred,
our our
but
our
it's taught
system
to
is
us.
our system is based on slavery. We have a belief that if you're lighter skinned, you must be mixed with European, which is ignorance. We do not know our history as Africans who are born in America. That is a myth. You are not mixed with European because you are lighter skinned. That's just foolery. Anybody that still believe in that clearly hasn't looked on Google, knows nothing about history or geography. That's just not the case. We have we
That's
have
what
this
I'm
we have
saying.
this we have this belief, and there weren't that many. There are a lot, but nowhere close to the amount of slaves. You're talking about millions of slaves. There weren't that many people that were mixed with European. Most people are mixed with other types of African. Most blacks are mixed with other types of African. If you're an African slave, you're put on a plantation with two or three different types of Africans. You guys are the ones that mix. Most of the slaves don't mix with master. Most
The
of the
ones that
slaves
mix
don't
with
even.
master are the ones who are abused by
Who?
master. So that did happen.
Of
But
course it did. Of
you
course it
say,
did.
but you saying not as much as people making it out to be.
No, I'm saying not enough for there to be an entire light skinned population of black people that's based on European ancestry because master raped them.
That's what you're
No,
saying. You're saying so it's not enough.
no, no. I'm saying that it's not enough to make the number that we discount as being this other system of black person. We don't have that. But we don't have a class system of black in America. We don't have, you got rich black people, you got middle class black people, and you got lower poverty black people, and you got below the poverty line black people. And we have that at the financial, the economic state of black people, but we don't have black dark skinned people all live over there. Light skinned people all live over there.
Of
Brown skinned
course
people
not.
all live over there. We don't have that system
I'm
like they have
saying
in India.
I know. What I'm saying is this. Our colorism is different. I know what you're saying because I know about that. But I'm saying over here, where there are people who will treat someone different. There's those that will sit there and assume you're a certain way because you're lighter, assume I'm a certain way because I'm darker. I've seen it. It happens. And I'm saying they want us, they wanted us to be that way because it's ignorant. I'm saying they want that to be a mindset where you can't be unified if you sit around arguing stupid stuff. Your complexion doesn't dictate who you are as a person. But there's still people who believe that. I met them. And it's
But let,
crazy.
but
They
let's
sit
let, but
back and
but
judge who you are.
let's flip that for a moment. Can we reasonably say, when I say reasonably, I should say rationally. Can we rationally say that lighter skinned black women on on g- generally speaking, lighter skinned black women act differently than darker skinned black women? Could you
Reasonably no.
s- could you reasonably we can't make that argument,
Reasonably no.
right? Can we reasonably say that lighter skinned black women make a different wage than darker skinned black women for the same job?
I don't think so.
Can we reasonably say that lighter skinned black women have a better chance at getting married and having children in wedlock than darker skinned black women?
That I don't know.
But reasonably, you're a rational, reasonable,
Yeah,
reasoning
I
man.
am.
Can we
Not
reasonably? Can we?
everyone else is not everyone else is reasonable.
But
Not
let's
everyone
just
else
say
is rational.
that you and I, a dark skinned black man and a light skinned black man, we're making the decisions today. Can we reasonably say, from viewing America, having been on this planet long enough to do that, can we reasonably say that darker skinned black women, I'm sorry, that lighter skinned black women have a better chance at having children in wedlock than darker skinned black women?
Nah, I don't. For
No,
me, no. I
no.
say no.
Let's go one more. Can we reasonably say that lighter skinned black women have a less of a chance of going to prison than darker skinned black women?
Hmm. You saying do they have less of a chance of going to the darker skin?
Yes.
Hmm. That I don't know about because I want to see the numbers on that one. I don't know about.
But we know about black women going to prison. But
Yeah.
could we reasonably make a logical assertion that if lighter skinned black women are getting a better treatment in society than darker skinned black women, then darker skinned black women would be going to prison. They'd be receiving much less education. They wouldn't be graduating from college at the same rate as lighter skinned black women. They wouldn't be getting jobs at the same rate as lighter skinned black women. They wouldn't be getting paid the same wage when they go to apply for those jobs after they've gotten that degree from college as darker skinned black women. And we can't reasonably say that. So
Yeah.
therefore, if that's the case, then reasonably speaking, African Americans don't have a class system. Because if we did, lighter skin would benefit more than darker skin. And can we reasonably say that lighter skinned black people fare a better chance in today's society at success than darker skinned black people?
I'll say no unless they're so light that they could pass for white. Unless they're
So that
so
would be
light that
like,
they pass for white, and
but
you
who
don't
passes?
even realize they black.
But who passes? What is that? White people listen to hip hop more than black people
No, I
now.
said
Like,
pass for white. I'm
I
not talking
know,
about
but I'm
behavior or
saying that,
what they listen to. I'm
no,
talking about when you see them, you might not even realize
but do they
they're
receive a
black.
better benefit? They receive
They
more of a
would,
benefit?
because you was
What would the
see
benefit be?
the
What would the
benefit
benefit
would
be?
be the benefit that you give a white person because you see them and you may assume they was white.
What would that benefit be?
All the benefits you give the white people.
Which would be what? Give me three benefits. Because
The
I don't
police
believe
wouldn't
that.
bother you. Like if you see,
Okay, that's one.
yeah,
So we're saying that white people don't suffer at the hands of the police
not
and
as
their
much as
community
us.
and in
If you
their
see
community,
it,
but that's not what the numbers show. That's not what the numbers show.
it is what the numbers show.
No, that is not what the numbers
They don't
show.
suffer like us. They ain't
Absolutely,
getting
they
pulled
do.
over. They ain't getting.
Black people just don't live in white communities to know, and they don't look at the numbers.
We look at the
But but
numbers,
but
but they
white
not.
folks go off. White folks go off on white people go off on white cops more than black people do. White people get into it with the cops as much as
Yeah, and
black
they
people
can
do.
survive it more. That's
No,
why, because they're more
I'm
likely to survive it.
I'm not saying that there's not an extreme situation in black communities where white cops are policing in black communities, right? I'm not saying that because
I know you're not.
That's right. That statement has to be made within a black community, about a black community, and white officers there. What I am saying is that we have a belief system of, you're saying that there's a class system in America today amongst black people. And I am saying that lighter skinned black people do not benefit more than darker skinned black people. I don't, I was the county commissioner of Los Angeles. I have all the data you could possibly imagine coming across my desk at all times. And I don't see that data. I don't see the data. I
And
don't
I
see the
said,
data that a redhead white person suffers more than a blonde haired white person. I see that data in England. I see that data in Ireland, but I don't see that. I don't see that data as a classist issue here in America. And so amongst black people, I don't see that a darker skinned black person is going to fare worse than a lighter skinned black person in today's America. Not that it never existed, but in today's America.
that's what I'm saying, but it has existed. And I said, if they could pass for white, you can't pass for white. You're
Huh?
light
I
skinned,
can't
but
pass. I can't pass for white. No,
that's
that's
what I'm
not
saying. If
happening.
you can pass for white, I mean, that means you light. Where people see you and they're like, oh, you black? I'm talking about if you can pass for white, then you get
Now
those
let now
things.
let's
And not
now
just
let's flip
regular light skin. Because
now
then
let's
they
flip
still gonna
that.
say you black.
Let's flip that. So let's make it more practical, because we were
All right.
talking about relate. We got on this because of the statement that I made about Carisha and Karen being the same person with a different name, and black women wanting to be white women. That's how we got on. That's how we got on the issue. For everybody who may just be joining the podcast now, that's how we got on this issue. And
That's right.
so, what I am saying is that it does not matter to America today if a black woman is light skinned or dark skinned. It doesn't matter. As a black woman, she has certain issues and she has certain privileges and she suffers the same inequities. It wouldn't have mattered if Michelle Obama had run, who's much darker than Kamala Harris. It wouldn't have mattered. It would be the same thing. So in relationships, where relationships are concerned with African American women, okay, where relationships are concerned, it doesn't matter that Barack Obama is a light-skinned black man or a dark-skinned black man when he's got to deal with a black woman. Either way, she's not listening to him. Either way, that same black woman, light or dark, is not listening to you. I'm lighter than you. That same black woman, light or dark, is not listening to me. It doesn't matter.
So you
It
think she's
doesn't.
not listening to Obama?
No, Michelle's not listening to Obama. I- Look at the pictures. Just Google, everybody go and Google Michelle Obama expressions and watch the way she looked at her husband at different times throughout his presidency.
I know one
Sometimes
time
like
she looked at
Negro,
him crazy.
one time, look at the Google images. It's a million times she looked
Word?
at him like, Negro, are you out your, what's wrong? He was crying one time. She looked at him with disgust, like,
He
yeah,
cried?
well, she's not listening to him. Absolutely not. And most black women are not listening. So our battle today with African American women is a battle that African American men have had since slavery. Jack Johnson, the greatest ever. I know Floyd Mayweather says he's the greatest ever. He's not. The goat is Jack. JJ
Okay.
is JJ's the goat. Okay, first black heavyweight champion ever. JJ,
Ever.
JJ, JJ is the GOAT. Ever. Chase the white man down to Australia, to three different continents. Chase him down and make him fight him, and then pummeled him to a pulp in the ring for 20 plus rounds. Like, he's the greatest ever to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he said, and I quote, please forgive me, brother, if I misquote you because I don't have it at the top of my head, but I might be paraphrasing, but it's really close to this. I think it's around 1909. You guys can look it up for yourselves. Right around 1909, he says, once he's successful now, he's successful. He says, um, because of the heartbreak of the black woman by America, I can never marry one. This is 1909. We live in 2026 basically now. Yeah. This is 1909, more than 100 years ago. The greatest black man on the planet at that time says, in Los Angeles Times, printed this, because of the heartbreak of the black woman in America, I cannot marry one. He then went and had two white women married one of them, and she ended up committing suicide. And
I didn't
and
hear
it broke
about
it.
that.
Yeah, and it broke his heart. It broke his heart. He died from a car crash, but he died of a broken heart. When you look at it from that perspective, you say he said this in 1909 about black women. He said the heartbreak that America has caused black women.
That's a deep statement. I didn't even know he spoke on it. I know he deal with white women, but I didn't know he spoke on why.
No, no, he wanted a black woman, but he said he couldn't do it because it was just too difficult to get black women past the heartbreak. And our issue today, excuse me, with black women is what? Is it we our complaints are topical. They're all surface complaints. They don't listen. They won't listen. You can't say nothing to them. They talk back. Da 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 da. So have we ever stopped to consider Jack Johnson, the greatest ever, comment about why? Because they are heartbroken. The heartbreak of the black woman is so that I can never marry one. That tells you right there. If he said that in 1909, black women were not listening to him, and he was Jack Johnson. He was Tyson before there was a Mike Tyson.
Wow.
George
Ali
Foreman
before
before there was a
Ali.
George Foreman. Ali before Ali. Bigger and stronger and scarier than all of them. Called out white people at random. Walked in public with white women.
And that was a death sentence back in those days. That was like
No,
you
and no,
put a target on your back.
and nobody was saying nothing to Jack Johnson.
Bunch
Yes.
of
And so
glares.
if they're not listening to Jack Johnson, then how in the hell are they gonna listen to you or me? They're heartbroken. Black women are heartbroken. And that heartbroken, the state has tapped into just like Master did. That heartbreak is real. And when your heart is broken, hardens your mind, doesn't it? It
Yeah.
hardens your mind. And that is the issue with black women is they have a hard heart, they have a hard head. Ooh, did you get that?
He said hard heart equals hard
Black
head.
women, black women have a hard heart, so they have a hard head. They're hard-headed because their heart is hard. The heartbreak that America has caused black women has made it so that we can't marry them. That's the condition of black relationships today. We have all this talk, black men going to Brazil and Dominican Republic and Costa Rica to get wives, and they're leaving the black women. The heartbreak of the black woman by America has made it so that we can't marry them. This is our issue. This is our issue today.
So how you get around that? Or how do you fix that?
We got to fix the heartbreak. We're addressing it topically. We're talking about what black women need to do. And what black women need to do is this. And they need to listen. And they need to go to the Bible. And they need to, they've been doing that. The truth of the matter is, what do black men need to do? What do we need to do to solve? Black men are heartbroken. We have we have built this nation and received no credit for it. And
None.
we would be here, we would be here all night. We'd be here all night. The first person that got shot in the Civil War was a black man. The Second World War, the only troop that had zero um zero casualties and zero what do you call it when you go AWOL, when you jump ship on
Yeah,
your platoon.
deserted.
There was one. There was one that had no deserters. An all black troop. We built this nation. The greatest spy that the nation has ever seen. Spied for George Washington, who was a black Brit, who was a black American that the Brits thought was a double agent, and he was George Washington's number one guy. And the British are coming. The British are coming was him. We received no credit for it. We received nothing for it. We are heartbroken because the nation that we built turned its back on us. Abraham Lincoln told Frederick Douglass, basically, I don't know where you going, but you got to get the hell up out of here. He said, this is the nation that was built by white people for white people. So
It's built blind by black people
but
for white people.
it was built by black people for white people.
Exactly.
So there was never room made for us. So when the black man looks at America, he doesn't have a home. He's heartbroken. We have tears that we have to hide all the time. So when black women are looking at us and they're expecting us to lead, but that takes strength. That's hard to do with a broken heart. And
I s-
again, what did I say? If your heart is broken, if your heart is hard, then your head is.
yeah.
Black men have hard hearts, so we're hard headed. Black women are only going to follow us when we soften our heart. That's it. That's how you change this thing. That's how you change it. I know Kevin Samuels was cool for views, but
Rest
that's
in
not what
peace.
gets the job. That's not what gets the job done. I know he was cool for views, but that's not what gets the job done.
Okay, you
What
know it's funny? I was just thinking about this like yesterday. So it's funny you said that. I was thinking black men and the black women, what we go through. I say we both go through pain and everything. I said we're like coins. You flip the side of the coin, the head and the tails is still the same coin.
They're the same coin.
It's the same coin. So it's like
Coin.
we give our pain, but we might deal with it different ways. But we both are dealing with the pain. So then it's funny to hear you talk about it. Say basically we're going through the same thing the next day, and we didn't talk to each other about this. So that you brought it up is wild to me.
Oh, it's cathartic, but it's true. It's two sides of the same coin, isn't it?
Exactly.
They're heartbroken. We're heartbroken. And we're sitting around arguing like we're experts. But the one thing we're experts on, we're not discussing heartbreak. No one's talking about how heartbroken we are because that's not tough. We're supposed to be Teflon. Black men are supposed to be Teflon. We're supposed to be hard. Lawrence Taylor, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said it best. He said best. He said yes. Things roll off me, but they leave skid marks.
Being human beings.
You're,
But
we're
you gotta
human
understand,
beings.
blacks we weren't allowed to be treated like humans. We were like treated like 3/5 of a person.
Still
So
not. We're still not.
it's
We're
still
still not.
fighting for our
Not e-
humanity every step of the way.
Not even by black people. We're still not. I'm still
Exactly.
not. As a black man, I'm still not supposed to discuss my feelings with a black woman.
You're not supposed to discuss your feelings, period, with a black man, with a shrink, with yourself. You're just not supposed to discuss it. Why aren't you there emotionally? I can't. If I can't be.
I
So
can't. I don't. I absolutely cannot be there emotionally. How? If I do, you won't respect me. You'll think that I'm soft. And and you don't respect me anyway because I'm too hard.
you can't win.
So at some point you have to say enough. I am going to look, black women follow black men. You see it in people like Megan Thee Stallion. And you see all of these women, just the way that they rap, you see them following the male rappers. They talk about their my pussy is this and I suck a and I'll do that.
Yeah,
All the stuff. It's all fake masculinity. The whole thing is fake masculinity.
yeah,
Oh, I put the tool to a bitch and now the whole thing is fake masculinity. But they praise Serena Williams. Why? Because she was the one that played most like a man. I said it. It's true. That's why we celebrate masculinity in women. When you watch a movie now and the woman comes on the screen, she's beating up all the men. I'm watching John Wick. Holly Berry's kicking everybody's ass. John Wick is getting the snot beat out of him. But pretty Holly Berry, her lipstick ain't smudged. He done beat up 100 men. John Wick done took blows to the back of the head. His skull is twisted side. And Holly Berry is stomping these boys into the ground. They can't lay a hand on her. We push this, they push this agenda of female masculinity. And so we have an opportunity here to come and discuss the truth, to come and discuss this truth, that the truth is we are heartbroken. The heartbreak of Black people by America has made it so that we cannot marry one another. And if we want to have relationships, black man with black woman, if we want to have relationships, then we have to start discussing our hearts and stop discussing our heads. We're talking about our hard heads, but a hard head comes from a hard heart. You show me a child that's hard headed, I'll show you a child that's been hurt. You show me a child that don't want to listen to his mother or father, I'll show you a child that's been disappointed by their mother or father or the lack thereof. Hard head comes from a hard heart. And that's what it takes to turn this thing around. No more discussions about what we don't do. Kevin Samuels is great for sound bites, but it doesn't address the real problem. Doesn't address the real problem. That's where we are today. So that's why um, 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 Karen and Carisha are the same person because Carisha wants Karen's rights. She wants Karen's life.
Just because
You
she
don't
wants
want
it
my
doesn't mean
life.
they're the same. It means she's trying to be the same. You can
But
want
what else?
someone's stuff all day, don't mean you ever get it. Don't mean you got
But
it.
but what else is there for her to shoot for?
I mean,
That's the height. That's the height. It's
she shoot
Karen.
for the height, but I
Only
mean
thing
that
greater
don't
than
mean
a
she
white
can
man
get
is
it.
a white woman.
So what?
Only thing greater than a white man is a white woman. Because even a white man has to answer to a white woman.
So does that mean they're heartbroken since that white man's answer to that
White
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 woman?
white men are intimidated because the white woman runs the house. I don't know where we got this myth. Most black people never even come into contact outside of their place of work or a gas station with white people. We don't live in those communities where we mix. I do. I'm from Los Angeles. I've lived in 22 countries. But most black people don't know white people. They have only met them. They might work in a cubicle down the hall from them, but they have no relationship with somebody of a different ethnicity. Relationship, I said. Relationship. Bill
Like just
Russell.
friendship.
Bill Russell said it best. He was the NBA champion, and the guy from Time Magazine was interviewing him and followed him around for a week or two every single day. And Bill took the guy back to the airport in the car. And in the car, the white reporter said to him, "I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to spend this time together. I felt like we became friends." Bill Russell said, "No, the best we could ever be is friendly. You're a white man in America. I'm a black man in America. The best we could ever be is friendly." And that's the relationship that black people have with other ethnic groups. We're on our own island. And so the best we could ever be with somebody else is friendly. But we're not even friendly with one another. How are we going to be friendly with somebody else? Black people are not even friendly to each other. How are we going to be friendly with somebody else? Stop me when I'm wrong.
I say some aren't. There's definitely some that aren't. But there's all those who are, those who have their mind right and don't see each black person as competition or or opposition. They say, "Hey brother, hey sister," so and they'll greet you with the love, and it's true. And then others, you got to get to know them. You say, "Hey, what's up, brother?" You ain't my brother, nigga. Like, oh, oh, whoa. You get that. My bad, nigga, 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 nigga. Are you happy now? You don't hurt me. Some people ain't trying to hear it. I've had that. Like, whoa, you come out the more positive, you come at them, they're offended, they're hurt. But like you said, that's trauma talking, that's pain talking,
Yeah,
that's hurt
yeah,
talking. So
yeah. That's a broken heart.
if you deal with someone and they haven't been shown love their whole life, you come at them with love, then if that might infuriate them or confuse them at the very least. Cause like, what's this?
Oh yeah, it's scary. I've loved a woman who hated herself. That is hard.
Yeah, that's hard. That's
Hated
hard.
herself. So how you going to receive love from someone when you hate yourself? Well, because she had a broken heart. She had a broken heart from her mother. She had a broken heart from not knowing her father. She was
Oh my God.
broken. She was
That's
broken. He was broken. And then when you start to factor in all of these other issues that happen within the black community, issues that we don't discuss, molestation, rape, These sorts of issues within the
Abuse,
family ranks.
other abuse,
Yes, sexual abuse, mental abuse within the
physical
family
abuse.
ranks. Yeah, telling your daughter, your black daughter, that she need to do something about her nappy hair, and she's grown up thinking that she's nappy. It's not even a real word. It's not. No, it's not a real word. But we teach this stuff, and so then she meets you, and you think everything's great, and she's pretty, and she's beautiful, and she's 32 years old, unmarried, and you're like, "Ooh, I got one. She's gorgeous. Look at Naomi Campbell with booty. Oh my God, that's it." And you find out that she's pretty on the outside but ugly on the inside because she hates herself. She had a broken heart, and if you don't address her heart, and that takes more than just you, because as a man, you can't give her something that she won't get herself.
That's true. That's true. Because, like you say, how you gonna give her the love if she don't love herself? The love won't make it through because she don't even love her.
Yes.
It's like some of them build a wall, build a fortress, and you try to shoot the love through. It's like you got to go through all the offense and the defenses just to get the love
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
through.
And there's an entitlement that women naturally have because they've been taught. I see my daughter who's 8 years old. I see her with it. She has it already, where she feels entitled to being right over my son, over her brother, who's 10 years old. She has an entitlement when there is a he did this. No, dad, she did that. My son has hope that I'm gonna believe him.
Yeah.
My daughter feels entitled to being right. Yeah. And if I don't believe her, the whole day is through. For the rest of the day, she's in her feelings about this. And when we teach these things to young girls, we teach them that they're princesses, that Prince Charming is supposed to come in and do this and rescue, and all this stuff is supposed to happen to them. We don't teach that to little boys. We don't teach, especially not little black boys. We don't teach them that anybody's coming. In
Nah.
fact, we tell little black boys, ain't nobody coming. You better be strong and do for yourself. You know what you're teaching a child to tell them that?
That's horrible. You know what you teach the boys? Man up. They tell you to
Man
be a
up.
man.
7 years old.
Man up. I'm gonna tell you this story real quick. I was at the bus stop, right? On my way to work. And there's some people out there, and then this older lady, grandmother, one of these old school grandmothers, not these young grandmothers that's like 29 or something, and still got good knees. No, an
Yeah.
old school, this little grandmother, and the
Yeah.
boy was
Grandma
6 years old.
age.
Exactly. He was crying. He was crying, and it was annoyed. You could tell she's running out of patience. She's like, "Stop crying! Stop crying! Stop crying! Be a man! Stop crying! Be a man!" You look at her like, "Be a man." He's like, "Grandma, I'm only 6. I can't be a man. I'm only 6, Grandma. There's too much pressure." And he started crying harder, and
I'm going to break, Grandma.
it's too much pressure. I'm only 6. And then it's so she's looking like, ooh, she's like, and she stopped to look at her face. It dawned on her like, oh snap, I'm right. She's like mad, but she's looking like, he right. This is a little
He's-
boy. I'm telling him he's the man up, be a man, and he's 6.
Instead of teaching him how to emotionally handle the feelings that he's having, I teach my son all the time. It's okay to cry. I cry. I cry in front of my son. Absolutely, I cry in front of my son. I absolutely let him see me. I don't want him to think that crying is weird. What? It's an expression. The same way anger is an expression. If I'm jealous of something, I tell my son, jealousy is normal. I'm a human being. Of course, I wish I had that Ferrari right there. You could pull your new Lambo up to the new Ferrari and be proud of your Lambo and look over at the new Rari and be like, ooh, that show is nice. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hey, you're
The,
right.
the
It's
new
all
the,
right.
the that's a part of life. I let my son see these things absolutely because I want him to understand the full spectrum that is manhood, being fully developed, emotionally developed. Well, as African American men, especially as men in general, we are underdeveloped. We are emotionally underdeveloped. We come from underdeveloped ancestry, especially if you're of African descent. Slave men were not developed emotionally. You couldn't show any emotion. For hundreds of years, we did this. Think about the concept of that. We never talk about it. Think about the concept of this PTSD. We were never able for hundreds of years to show emotion. I'm gonna take it further. You couldn't even be attached to your own child. You couldn't be emotionally attached to
How
them.
could you? They may sell the child to another plantation. How could you
The
be?
the odds are they were gonna sell them. The odds are they were gonna sell them. Think about the concept of having a child today, right now, in 2026, right now, having a child today and knowing that the state could take them from you and sell them at random just because they choose to. Not because you're a bad parent or because they need to go to a foster home, but because they own you, so they own them, and they could sell them out from underneath you. See, we don't address the broken hearts that we have as Black men. We're hard headed because we have hard hearts.
They
And
say get
until we
over it.
address this, yeah, you can't get over what? Oh, I hate when people say that. Get over it. Get over this kick to your ass.
I feel you on that one.
Get over that. Get how? How? Men can only do what they learn to do. We have not been taught how to deal with ourselves emotionally. And this doesn't sound, it's not the coolest thing to say. It doesn't make the greatest soundbite, but we are perishing because of broken hearts. And until we get our hearts healed, we can't get our heads healed.
Hey,
You got a lot of rich Black men today.
that don't mean
You
they're
got a
happy.
lot, but with broken hearts, only raised by mama, no dad in the home. How? How does that equate to happiness? You could say what you want to, Kevin Durant, about how great your mother was. And I've met his mother. She's a phenomenal human being, male or female.
Oh, that's great.
I've talked to her. I've talked to her on a couple of occasions. She's a phenomenal human being, but there is still something missing with that man because of no father in the home. Look at Kirk Franklin. Look at the heartbreak. His heart is broken. He talked about it. His heart is broken because he didn't know his father. Imagine you're in third grade, no father. Fifth grade, no father. Seventh grade, you in a flag football touchdown. You look over, no father.
That hurts.
You get a base hit, no father. Your first girlfriend, no father. Get your first real erection when it's become sexual, no father. First
No one to talk
attraction,
to.
no father. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. Riding a bicycle, just the little things that we just don't account. Forget financial literacy and the other stuff that a father's supposed to teach. How to handle, how to have a business. Forget how to invest money.
Have to
No
fill out tax
father.
forms.
Yes, no father. So when you think about that conceptually, it sounds crazy, but what about in reality? We live this reality. But that is why the Black woman wants to be the white woman, because it's too hard to be the Black woman. Too hard. The white woman has her man, the white woman has her children, and she has a good job, and she gets a good pay, and she has a house. Why would she want to be you? Why would she listen to you? You don't have what she wants. The only one that she sees that has what she wants is the white woman. This is where we are. We're brokenhearted. We're going to have to deal with this. No more Kevin Samuels talk about what they're not doing. Let's start talking about what we have to do. And that's what we have to do is Black men have to heal their hearts.
I say this. When I see a lot of the things I see on YouTube about the dating and it, I believe that was done on purpose. It's propaganda. It's
Mhm.
narrative pushing that black men are supposed to be against black women are evil. Black women are evil. So I see it on both sides where it's just a bunch of finger pointing. Like, oh, black men ain't shit. No, no, black women ain't shit. No, American black women ain't shit. No, American black man ain't shit. And I see it going back and forth, and it trickles back to what you said. The the traumas and the depression and the pain that's never been really accurately addressed or healed. And rather than listen to each other, is talking at each other, screaming at each other. And
Yeah.
then like, no, I got the pain. No, I got more pain. No, I suffer more. No, I suffer more. No, black man suffer more. No, black women suffer more. We both suffer. We both going through it. Let's try to heal each other, help each other through it. Let's heal ourselves and get through it. And then we
Hold
can
on. Hold on. Stop right there. You said it. You said it first, though. I can't heal her. I got to heal myself. And she has to heal herself. And if she heals herself and I heal myself, then we can come together.
let's
Until
heal
I
each.
heal myself, not heal her, not heal each other, not march on Washington. I have to heal myself. If I heal myself, then and she heals herself, then and only then can we then come together and make this union. But we have to heal ourselves. And that is the issue with people in general, is they're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to be honest enough just to say that I have an issue that I need to address and go to therapy. And I mean, go to therapy. I don't mean how you went to therapy once or twice. I
Now you
mean,
gotta go.
you got to go every week, once a week, once every 2 weeks maximum. You have to be in your therapist's office and you got to go in there and tell the truth. Not go in there and lie and make them think that your problems are minimal, minimalize everything so that they don't have the opportunity to address you
Be
and address
real.
the issues that you really face. Tell the truth.
Else there's no reason to go if you're not gonna tell the truth. What you're just
Yeah.
wasting time. How can they help you? That's
Yes.
like lying to your doctor.
That's right.
You're not
That's
gonna do
right.
that.
I'm sitting here looking at your high blood pressure, and you're gonna tell me you feel fine.
I
But I
ain't eat no
see it.
hamburgers.
I'm looking at your blood pressure. I've, I've checked your cholesterol. I see the report right here. But you
You
gonna sit
got
here and tell me you're
diabetes
not,
now. Don't
yeah,
tell me you
yeah,
can
you
eat
got
food.
diabetes. You tell me you don't eat no salt, you don't eat no sugar, you don't eat there's no pork in this diet. I'm looking at you. That's what we do. And we don't go to therapy. Oh, no, no, no. I've been to therapy. Yeah, you've been to therapy. You went to the first appointment where you sign out, where you filled out the paperwork and introduced yourself, and then you didn't go back. We have to heal ourselves. And once we've healed ourselves as individuals, then we can come together. We black people can't be a community. That's impossible. Stop talking about it. That's a myth. We're a bunch of broken individuals. How are you going to come together when you're not together as an individual? In order for people to come together as a group, they must first be individuals.
I see where you're coming from, Bob. I say we can be working on it because there's more
How?
people. Great, glad you asked. That was the thing I was about to bring up next. I say now this also what I'm seeing online. I'm loving that I'm seeing it. There's more people now pushing healthiness and not just healthiness as far as eating right, but also healthiness as far as taking care of your mind, heart, and spirit. And they talk about the same things we talk about. There's people who are all talking about therapy and getting your mental and spiritual health in order. So there's people who are pushing that. And I have faith that it will increase, but I believe that's why the propaganda's out there that's that's pushing more of the ratchet and the reckless stuff out there because the powers that be don't want that.
But let's take it further. You can go online and talk to me about playing golf like Tiger Woods, but unless I go to lessons and take lessons from Tiger Woods, I can't play golf like Tiger Woods. And I can't play golf like Tiger Woods anyway because I don't have his body, I don't have his chemistry,
And the
right?
talent.
Yet, even if I do, I'm not Tiger Woods. I don't have the same shoulder width or the same waist size or the same, like, I can't hit a golf ball like Tiger Woods. So you can go online and preach to me about playing golf like Tiger Woods. But in order for me to play golf like Tiger Woods, I need to be Tiger Woods. I need to practice my golf swing. Black people are preaching these things. It's not the first. We've been preaching it for hundreds of Black people have been preaching this for hundreds of years. This is not new information. But the truth of the matter is, it's not something we practice when we go home. We do not go home to our individual four walls and practice working on ourselves. If we did, it would have changed.
Some people do. Some of us do. Some of us don't.
Some
I
is
know
not
black
enough.
people who do,
Not enough. Some
and
is
I
not
know black
enough.
people who don't.
Yeah, the sum is not enough. The greatest sum is enough. 75% or more is enough. 98% of African American female registered voters voted for Kamala Harris. Not enough. Wasn't enough. Not enough black men to Not enough black men joined. Not enough. It's just not enough. So we can say we're
I
doing
voted.
this and we're doing that.
You
Yeah, but well,
voted.
but I voted, you voted, but it's not enough. Trump wiped the floor with the Democratic Party. That you saw that map.
Yeah, I did.
It,
Yeah,
it, it
and it's bug out. Most of the black men I know still voted for Kamala, but it still was like, nah.
yeah, I would say. I mean, who knows what they actually do when they get in the booth? But I certainly know enough black men who didn't vote for her.
Really, I didn't know too many, and most was, I knew
Yeah,
was,
man,
was
strong.
with it.
I mean, look, 70% of African American registered black African American male voters voted for her. But there's a 30% or so that did not. And that's a lot for registered Democrat black males. And that means that we are unhappy with the policies of our party. And so
Yes,
when you translate that, it doesn't mean that they voted for Trump. It means that they voted against the Democrats. It wasn't a vote against Kamala. It was a vote against the policies that Kamala inherited and that she stood for. And so that's the same thing that happens in our community. Sure, some of us do it, but not enough. Sure, some of us don't cheat, but not enough. Sure, some of us participate in our children's lives, but not enough. Sure, some of us have children in wedlock, but not enough. Sure, some of us fathers are in the home, but not enough. Sure, some of us do lots of things. Venus and Serena are the greatest two tennis players in female tennis that ever, but not enough. Just them two? That's not enough.
there's more coming up. There's one more. I forgot her name. That she,
Coco is incredible.
yeah,
There's three of them. There's three of them that are incredible, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Sure,
yeah, but
we have a lot of black millionaires, but not enough.
oh, definitely, I feel you on that.
We have black home ownership, not enough.
But
The average black person doesn't go to prison, but not enough.
I have faith that all that will be that we can improve on all that. That we can get those numbers up for the better.
But how if we don't go home and work on our end? Black people are the only group that are always talking about community. You don't hear anyone else talking about community.
Hey, other groups talking about
Who?
community.
Who? Who's talking about their community?
I heard Asians talk about community.
When? Who's the Asian representative? Name them.
I don't know the Asian representative, but
Because
I
there
heard them
isn't
talk
one.
about it.
There isn't one. You don't have community without leadership. There is no Asian representative.
They have leaders.
Who?
I don't know. I'm not
It,
Asian, but I've
because
heard
there
them
isn't
talk.
one. You would know them. There isn't one. You'd see them on the internet. There is no Asian leader. There's no Filipino leader, Thai leader, Vietnamese leadership in America, in Indian, East Indian leadership in America. There's no Martin Luther King for them.
Said there's no Martin Luther King for Filipino or anyone else.
Yeah. No, Pinay King. There's no Pinay King. No, there isn't. There's no Mr. Patel for Patel King for Martin Patel for the East Indians. There isn't. We're the ones that are always talking about coming together as this one gigantic Negro of thought to be able to achieve some things.
But
That's
why?
not possible. Because once upon a time we needed to, but because we had common ground, which was freedom from slavery. But think about it. Think about Africa. Nigerians don't mess with Haitians. Haiti's not in Africa, but let's just think about Africa and this nation. No, let's actually go to the continent. Botswana doesn't mess with the Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast doesn't mess with Nigeria. Nigeria doesn't mess with Eritrea. Eritrea doesn't mess with Ethiopia. Ethiopia doesn't mess with Morocco. Morocco certainly don't mess with Egypt. I just named several nations that don't fool with each other. They don't get along. They don't mess with each other. They don't support each other. Nor Burkina Faso's doing their own thing. They're not going to other nations. They're doing their own thing. He said, here we're going to make the change. He said, I'm not going to talk about Africa. I got to get home right
Who
first.
said that?
The head of Burkina Faso. And so when
Okay.
we look at when we look at and Burkina Faso is a very small place. It's a very small country.
Yeah,
When
it
we
is.
when we look at that, but that is what Black people have to do is we have to say, I got to get home right first.
Yeah.
Home, home isn't right. Before I can talk about community, I'm not right. Because and if I'm right, my community's right. If you have 100 black men in a city and you have 100 black men who's I'm sorry, and you have 100 black men whose lives aren't right, you have no community. If you have 100 black men in the city, you have 50 black men whose lives are right. Now you have a community. Because that 50 is going to influence the other 50. Now you have equal resistance. But we're not right. Our hearts are broken. We have to get our hearts right to get our heads right. We have to accept that we've been brokenhearted in this nation, that this nation has broken our hearts, that we are disappointed, we are hurt from what this nation has done. And from there, we can move into what we do up here, what we do upstairs, the mentality. But we're talking about what's happened downstream, and we're never talking about what's happened upstream. The problem is upstream. The trickle down is what causes the issues downstream. We got to talk about upstream. Until we do that, we're gonna stay the same. Black people cannot be community. We cannot have a black community. We didn't have a black. We love to talk about Black Wall Street. That was one place,
Nah,
and it
actually, it
was
wasn't. There was
there
multiple
were two.
places that was
There
like
were no. There
it
were
was
two. There were two. There was one Black Wall Street, but there were two places where
there was
blacks
more
were
than two.
known. Where blacks were known to do this. But it
There was
was
more than
no,
two. There was
no.
more
There
than
was
two.
there was a there, but there was no consortium of black people coming together in togetherness to make these investments across the black nation of America.
Actually, there
It was a
was because they
small
wouldn't let us in the white neighborhoods, so it
no,
won't happen because
no,
we
but
wasn't
see,
allowed to move into those white neighborhoods.
80% of black people weren't investing in Wall Street.
No, I'm saying not Wall Street, but you said you
20%.
talk about Black Wall Street.
Talking about
That's the
black
neighborhood.
Wall Street.
You're talking about the neighborhood that was destroyed, right?
No,
For
no,
the white
Black
people.
Wall Street was
You're
no,
not talking about that
but
one.
that's the myth, but that's not Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street is the neighborhood that happened after the neighborhood that was destroyed.
There's
The neighborhood
multiple
that was
neighborhoods that was destroyed.
the neighborhood that was, but we're talking about the famous one. That
Yeah,
neighborhood was not called Black Wall
Rosewood.
Street. Yes, that neighborhood was not called Black Wall Street. Where those people went and had success was called Black Wall Street. That was after they were burned down and killed. Those the people that left and went, they started what became Black Wall Street, and they had success. Most of America wasn't that. Most of America didn't fight. Most of Black America didn't fight against slavery. Most of America didn't march on Washington. Most of America didn't stand up for civil. Black America didn't stand up for civil rights. Most Black people have never done anything. That's the truth.
Well, when you say haven't done anything, what you mean? Haven't done anything as far as
With
to free
regard to
themselves from the
with
situation?
Yes, with regard to changing the condition of Black America, most Black people have never done anything. A select few. Leadership is done by a select few, right? It's not done by the masses.
But you're saying leadership. Are you talking about the leadership? But leaders have followers. And in those movements,
But
there's
but
always people that was following.
most Black people didn't follow Martin Luther King. Most Black people didn't follow Frederick Douglass. There were Black men fighting on the opposite side of the war, fighting to keep slavery.
Oh,
Black
you
men.
know that. But there's a lot of
There
people
was
that follow Martin
There's
Luther
lots of
King.
them. There were lots, but there were lots of them, and there were lots of Black people that stood against Martin Luther King. There were Black people that stood for Malcolm X, and there were lots of Black people that stood against him. Malcolm X was
Oh,
shot
of
by a
course.
Black man.
Black person that killed him. So
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
like
So most Black people have never done anything with regard to advancing the agenda of Black America. Life is too hard. They got to go to work, feed their snotty nosed kids, pay them bills, listen to this woman or listen to this man, try to save up enough money to buy a house, pay
trying to
the electric
survive.
bill, pay the so- hello. It's too hard. It's too hard. So no, most Black people have not done and can't do what they've been asked to do as far as community goes. Most can't do that. So what? So what? Why? Because we're brokenhearted. Where you gonna assemble the strength when your heart is? You ever had a woman break your heart? Reeves, you've been brokenhearted by a woman before?
Of course. You got to do the hit. You got to do what it takes to heal and get up out of that.
Hard.
Else you're
It's
just
hard.
going to be
It's
messed up forever.
hard to wake up in the morning, isn't it, Reeves?
Yeah.
Hard to get out of bed. Hard to go
Yep.
to work.
But it's doable. You got to do it. And you got to heal. Or else you'll
But
just be messed up forever going through the motions.
what about when you have nowhere to turn? What about when America's against you and you got a broken heart, not by your woman, but you got a broken heart by your country, and
It's
there's
been
nowhere to
like that.
turn? Exactly.
It's been like that. So you still got it's a wild thing. You got to get through it even though that's how it's been.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's that
Absolutely.
that's how it's been. You know,
This
that's
is this is the key. This is the key to changing the condition of. We keep asking, well, where do we go from here? Where How do we change it? How do we change it? We got to get rid of this Kevin Samuels thing, and we have to really truly address. And I know this is not the coolest thing to say. It doesn't make the sound bites and doesn't go viral and all that. But the truth of the matter is, I love I love us. I want us. I love Black women. I love my brothers, and I want us to advance. And we can't advance. We can't advance financially, economically. We can't advance. We have broken hearts. We can't advance with our careers. We have broken hearts. We can't advance intellectually. We are emotionally we are children. Black people are children emotionally. How do you think we shoot each other over a package of ketchup in a fast food restaurant? We have the brain capacity of children.
it wasn't all that. Some people may emotionally have the have that have those issues, but I wouldn't say the majority of us.
Absolutely, the majority of us. Where would we learn not to?
I mean, the way you was
Who's
raised.
teaching us? Two out of three Black boys don't have a father in the home. Where's he going to learn to act like a man? His mother? What are women?
Or
Emotional
uncle
or intellectual?
or uncle.
What
Right.
uncle? He wasn't in his own. He wasn't in his own kids' lives. How you gonna be in yours?
You got the uncles that don't have kids, and also grandfathers. Shoot, there's
No,
grandparents that's there and still
grandfather.
have them to the side, like, nah, you don't do that.
You
Like I had
you are
uncles tell me not to do stuff and say, no, we don't. This is how you operate as a man. You don't do this,
uncle
that, and
today is
third.
27 years. Your uncle today is 27 years old.
And the grandma's 30. So I mean,
He's
what you
30.
talking? Well, yeah.
They ain't teaching. They're not teaching anything. They're
Well,
teaching you to smoke weed with them. Today you smoking weed with your uncle.
shoot, some of the people are smoking weed with their parents, but the people that were raised right by older people. I came up. Your uncle was like, nah, put you to the side, like, nah, you're not gonna do this. You don't do this as a man. That's not how you approach a woman. That's not how you do this. So I've and dad be like, nah, don't do this, don't do that. But there's people who haven't had that, but they still may have had an uncle or older
No,
brother.
no, no. Today, uncle is incarcerated and dad is not there. That's the story. Let's be honest. That is our story. So what do we do in the when we lack? And that's the truth. Two out of every three Black boys grows up without a male influence in the home. You can't be a drive-by uh, um, um, influencer to a Black boy's life. Hey, don't do that. Gotta go. You can't. That drive-by influencing doesn't work. They are more influenced by what they see on TikTok than they are by their own father because their father's not in the home. Like we gotta. So emotionally, they are immature. They're underdeveloped. So you say something or look at them in a way that they manifested in their mind means that you're being disrespectful, and they're willing to die over this.
And that's crazy. But here's the thing. That's an issue, but also I see we're in the country, mental health issues is running rampant, not just in our black communities. not to make excuses, but and not just in the black community, that violence and killing for silly reasons and insanity, that is an easy thing. And plus, there's and such a ease when it comes to gaining weapons. Is
Yes.
you can get weapons. Shit, you can get a weapon before you could get an AK-40. You might be able to get an AK-47 before you get a nice job. Shit, especially all these layos, you can get an AK-47 and a grenade launcher before you get a call back from the post office. Ain't that a
You
damn
can you
thing?
can you can have 47 AKs before you turn 47.
Exactly. Exactly. Have a 9x9. And then what if
Absolutely.
you're drunk or high?
And this is but this is rational to Americans.
It's
Our
founded on
crime rate
violence.
our crime rate is higher than most third world countries. This is rational behavior to Americans. Carrying a pistol in your glove compartment is normal fodder for Americans.
Look at those school shootings. The people that go into their job and shoot up the job. The people that go and shoot up a club because the bouncer wouldn't let them in or beat them up or something. I'm talking
But
crazy.
again, but again, but again, the reason why is because emotionally and intellectually, we have the brain capacities of adolescents. We are emotionally underdeveloped. If you give me a gun, I am not going to shoot up the school. I don't have a job. I have my own companies. But if somebody at my job pisses me off, it's never going to cross my mind to pick up a gun and shoot them.
Me either. That's insane.
It's irrational. That's insane. The
That's
thought is
insane.
insane. The thought is insane. The thought. Forget the action. The action is way beyond insane.
Exactly.
But the thought
That's
that
evil.
you know what I could do is what I could do is take this to your head because I don't like what you said. I said I want my extra honey mustard.
Exactly. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, people don't deserve to die because they forgot your fries.
It's just the
It
fucking
ain't that.
sad.
It's never that serious. I don't care.
No, it's never that serious. But in the mind of a 3 year old, you ever seen a child just, like you said, the 6 year old boy just lose it?
Yeah.
A child will lose it. I saw this little boy, his mom, this was recently. I'm in the store and I'm in this toy section looking. My son loves RC cars. And I'm looking for this RC car. And I see this woman and she tells her little, he couldn't have been more than 5. She tells him, look, we're gonna be, you pick something, you have 5 minutes to get it, and we're out of here. If you don't get it within 5 minutes, that's it. The first thing that he goes over to is out of budget. He's right by me. It's over budget. His mom says, no, you can't have that. He loses it on the floor. He's on his back, kicking and flailing, and stomping and banging the floor. No, 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 screaming. Shut it down. Everybody's watching. He shuts this department store down, shuts it down. That adults are this in today's America.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I say emotionally we are underdeveloped. So that is why we are so violent. That is why we can't come together in relationships. That is why we lead the nation in divorce and not getting married. That's why we have children out of wedlock all the time. We can't process the information that's being given to us by the state to filter through this garbage to say, wait a minute, not having a man in my home. If I don't have a man in my home, you'll give me welfare. That makes sense to us because emotionally, we have the brain capacity of 3 year olds. Intellectually, we are underdeveloped.
Oh, here's the thing I want to ask you. But a lot of these things that we talk about could also, playing devil's advocate, could go for white people. Because we talk
Why do we
about welfare.
care? But why do we
Well,
care?
my point is this. I'm about to ask you this. Does that mean it's is also a problem when they are going through their own thing And what do you think their issue is? You talking about what the black person is. Let's say what their issue is, because there's white people that shooting up the schools, and they on welfare, and they wilding out in public too.
So this is what I say to black people whenever we talk about white people. You got 80 something other ethnic groups in this nation before you get to that side of the spectrum. Y- what about all of the ethnic groups in between black and white? Black and whites are on the opposite ends of the spectrum. And in between there, you have all these other ethnic groups. What are they doing? Are they doing it? Are they shooting each other over ketchup packets? Why do we got to worry about what the other opposite end of the spectrum is instead of the all of the other hues that are right next to us?
That's
What are
the
they
one, because
doing?
that's the main thing I hear is the white people. I hear about the
All
Latino.
black
It's
people,
that.
black people talk about two groups. They talk about white people and they talk about Latinos because Latinos live in our communities and
Yes.
we want to live in white
And
communities.
you and you turn on the news and you hear more about white people doing. You
We
hear
have all
more.
we
You
have
hear about
very
white.
little. We have no more in common with most Latinos are from white culturally anyway. And forget and if you're talking about the Mexicans can't stand blacks. I'm from Los Angeles.
Yeah, yeah,
Mexicans
yeah. There's definitely
Mexicans hate
blacks
black
on black.
people.
Definitely, I know. There's definitely no.
Mexicans can't stand black people. Mexicans can't stand black people. The
Yeah,
names they
I
call
know.
us,
There's
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, culture. Look, we understand this better than anybody in Los Angeles because we grow up literally together, and Mexicans can't stand black people.
Yeah, I know that.
So,
There's that.
so yeah. So why am I worried about what white people are doing? There's so many other ethnic groups in America today. So many other ethnic groups in this world. If we're talking economics, if we're talking career, if we're talking like we should be much more concerned with what China's doing, with what Chinese people are doing. Your
Chinese
jo- your
Americans.
yes, black women should not be concerned about what white women are doing when Asian women and Latina women are making more on this for doing the same job and the same hours as they are. They're worried about
But so white women too.
yeah, but that's the opposite end of the spectrum. The white woman's husband owns the company. So we are concerning ourselves with a group that is so far removed from our experience. We should be concerning ourselves with people that have like experiences, not the slavery aspect, because no one has that experience, but the
Definitely
treatment,
not.
from America, the brokenheartedness that other groups have had to suffer. We have much more in common. And so we should be looking at them. Why are East Indians getting loans and we're not getting loans? Let's just be honest about it. How are they managing their credit? How are East Asians managing to have such great credit? What are they doing that we're not doing? Like we should be looking, these are the things that we should be looking at. But we're always looking at what white people are doing. Stop looking at white people. Stop. For what? What? For what? What's the purpose? What
How?
good does
You
that
see
do?
it. Like I said, you see it. It's on TV. I'm talking about the negative stuff they do. I'm not even talking about the positive. I'm talking about the negative.
But
I'm saying they doing the same, a lot of negative things you brought out about us. I'm saying they do as well.
yeah, but why am I concerned with what they do?
Because we are in that country. And we can still,
No, we're not. No, we're not.
well,
No,
you
we're
saying the
not.
two countries in the country?
No, I'm saying white people don't run this country anymore. That's a myth.
I saying they're
White
in
people.
this country. They ain't all
Oh,
in the
but
same country,
but they're
but
not the
we run
only.
the
But they're
country.
not the only ones that are in this country.
I didn't say it was the only ones. I said they are in this country.
Yeah, but they're not the only ones that they're in this country, and we're only concerned about them.
And us and
But we don't
Latino.
have. But we don't have anything to be concerned about. We don't own anything. Black people will die over their block, talking about this is my block and don't own a piece of real estate.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. This is my block until gentrification comes through and says, no, it ain't.
Black people will spend $600 on their feet and don't own 600 square feet. Who does that? Who
Someone
does that?
who wasn't given a education on finances.
No, but that's who we are culturally. We do this culturally. A black person will spend $100,000 on a car and don't own 1,000 square feet. Who does that? This is what we are culturally. I'm talking about culturally what we do. I'm not talking about outside of a systematic way of behavior. I'm talking about the systematic behavioral patterns that African Americans have. Why am I concerned about with what white people do?
We are in
Why?
that country, and that affects us.
How are
Just
we in their country?
we
Oh,
are all in the same country.
yeah, but they're not the only ones here.
Never said they was.
But so since they're not the only ones here, why are we concerned about with what they do all the time?
Who said all the time? But
We are.
they,
We only talk about white people.
we talk about ourselves too, and Latino.
I'm saying when we're not talking about ourselves,
And
black
there's
people
people
don't
that
talk
talk
about.
about Asians too.
No, we're not talking about Asians culturally. I'm talking culturally, the general conversation that we are having. When we're talking about what we should be doing, we always go to what white people are also doing.
That's
Well, white people
connected
do that too. Well, white people do that too. Why are we concerned with what they do? Why are we concerned with
because
the other 80 ethnic groups?
here's why. Because when you talk about things that are being magnified, black people, we're used for everything we do to be magnified and held up in a bad light. And on top of that, if a white person does it and it's bad, it's still not magnified in a bad light. Don't get me wrong, other groups, if they do wrong, it may be magnified in a bad light. Not as much as us. Not as
I,
much
I,
as us. So the white
I
they get
still don't.
off scot free.
I
And
still
it's
don't
like we
understand why.
recognize it's a problem when we do it. We seen as the mascots for
But
anything.
but I,
Look at
I still but I still don't understand how that hurts us. Why do I care?
here's the thing. It does hurt us. And look,
Oh,
like if you look at welfare, we're seen as the mascots of welfare, are we not? Black people. Oh, welfare, welfare,
abs-
black people.
absolutely,
And who's the majority of the people on welfare? White
absolutely.
people.
I agree. I understand that. But why do I
White
care?
white people. By saying this is why, because they weaponize that against us. They
Yeah, but the
weaponize
question is,
all those groups
no,
against us.
no, but the question is, why are so many black people on welfare? I don't care that white people are on welfare. Why are so many black people on welfare?
You know why? Because we have been held down.
By
Plus,
who?
a lot of us are bad, are in bad conditions. Why are so many of
By,
them on it? Times it's hard.
by,
A lot of people
by
are on
who? By who?
the system,
What
systematic
system?
oppression.
Most black people live in black communities. Most black people that live in black communities have businesses that are owned by black people in their communities. Most black people that live in those black communities have black politicians who make laws in those black communities.
And are they helping?
Those are black people, though.
And then you got
So
black cops too. We have black cops
we
too
got
that
black, we have black everything.
exactly. But just because you black doesn't mean you care. Like
So
you
then
ever heard
so
that saying, "Skin folk." Just because that's your skin folk doesn't mean that's your kin folk.
info, that's right.
So just because they black doesn't mean they love us.
Well, Obama
They can
didn't.
hate us.
Obama didn't. Obama didn't do anything for black people.
That's how you feel. So if that's the case, then you understand what I'm saying.
Well, no, but I do understand it, but I'm just saying, why is that not my focus? Why is my focus what the white person is or isn't doing instead of focusing on what I am not doing? Why are we always so concerned with what white people? We got to equalize our terror with their horridness. Why?
No. I'm just saying they do it too, so we don't fall into the aspect
But
of,
what?
or listen, or where we just say no, we're the only ones to do this, and then you fall into the trap where you see white people and you just put them up there and act like they're angels, and everything we do is bad, and people don't sit there and say, okay, this is what we need to change. They just fall into the mindset where they say, oh, white people
Who
don't do
says
this.
that?
And they do. There's
But who
people that
says
say
that?
that. No,
NBC, the CBS's, the white media,
and there's
the
black
quote
people
white
that
white.
say that too. Trust me,
But
I've
it,
dealt with black
but
people who
it's
feel that way. That's why I
but
said
it's
it.
true. But
I
it's
know,
true. We
I
are
know it's not
wretched.
true, but it's still black people that are messed up in the head that feel that way. That's what I'm saying. We got to get that out because it's A lot of people that have been poisoned.
No, but again, why is the comparison to white people? Why do we need that comparison in 2026? Why are
The
we
poison
still
is still there.
comparing?
The poison is it went away. Just like you were saying, the heartbroken is there, and that's one of the symptoms. That's one of the ways. That's one of the symptoms of the heartbrokenness you're talking about. It's part of the trauma, and we got to get past it. It's deep, and it gets deep. It gets deep, and that's one of the things I'm trying to
But
get past it. You
I
got
don't
to
think we
recognize
can.
it, then get past it.
I don't think we can get past it because I don't believe that there's a such thing as the black community. That's an individual thing that we have to do with ourselves in our own homes, the same way that other. The only reason you have these other groups is because individually they live underneath communal rules. As individuals, they have the shame that says, if I do this, if you are a homeless, when I lived in Japan, I saw one homeless person in 2 years I was there. If you were homeless, it was shameful. You don't see Japanese people being homeless. It's shameful to their culture to do that. You don't see Korean people being homeless. It's shameful to their culture to do this. You don't see Indian women getting having babies out of wedlock. It's shameful to their culture to do this. We're accepting in our culture. We got to stop lying and stop blaming it on white people. We accept being low, the lower forms of life in our culture. We accept it. We praise it. We praise the young thug. This whole thing. I see little boys all the time with these braids and cornrows and earrings. They're 6 years old. They're already being trained with Air Jordans on. They're already being trained to be as niggas as they could possibly be. We train that in them. Lil Baby, Lil Tay Tay, Lil Tania.
I don't have a problem with the hairstyles. I don't
But
think
I
that's
do. It's ridiculous. You can't get a real job wearing that. You can't get a real job with tattoos on your face. You can
okay.
have
The
a real
tattoos,
career.
I agree
You
with
can't
you,
have,
but
but it's the
cornrows,
same
nah.
thing. You can't get a real job wearing cornrows. Where? You're telling me Barack Obama could have been the president of the United States with cornrows in his head? You would have voted for him?
Yeah,
No, you wouldn't have. Stopped lying.
that's not what up. I
Stop
don't
lying.
care.
No. Well,
I
then
don't
that,
care if he had a blowout. I don't care if he
you're
had a
insane.
blowout. I don't care
You're
if he had
insane.
waves.
I'm not voting for a president with cornrows in his head. It is a representation of the further of the mindset that you have.
I like
Our our
cornrows. There's
our,
nothing
our
negative about cornrows.
No, no, I'm not saying that I do or don't like them. I'm saying it is not that we have certain standards that work to our society that work in our society. You can't walk up in a crowd in a get into a crowded elevator and fart. It's unacceptable behavior.
That that's
You
nasty.
can't walk up to somebody and burp in their face. It's unacceptable behavior. It's not wrong. You're not going to hell if you do it. You're not causing cancer or creating world hunger because you do it, but it's unacceptable behavior. And nobody else is walking around with cornrows or twisted dirty dreadlocks in a lineup in the front in their head, expecting to be treated like people who don't walk around like that. Nobody else would say, what's wrong with sagging your pants and showing your underwear? There's nothing morally wrong with it. You're not causing cancer to the world. Okay, you're not starting the Vietnam War. You're not hurting other people, but socially, it's unacceptable behavior, and
I
we're the
don't think
ones
it's.
that.
I disagree with you on that one. It shouldn't be so.
But why?
It
But but
shouldn't be.
why? But why?
Because
Why is wearing
cornrows and
cornrows as a
dreadlocks,
grown
that's just a
man?
hairstyle that black people wear.
No, it's
That's one of
not.
them.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes,
It's
it
a street.
is.
It's a hairstyle. No, it's not. It's a hairstyle of street people. You're not Bob Marley. You're not singing Rastafarian
That's
songs.
still
It
a
was
black.
okay. It's
That's still
okay.
black people.
It's not a black thing. It's not a black
It
thing.
is
It's
a
a
black
Rastafari.
thing.
I
It
don't
must
know
not.
one Rasta. I don't know one Rasta, and I know plenty that is okay with non-Rastas walking around with dreadlocks in their hair.
Also, you said
That is their
also,
hairstyle. It belongs to them.
but that doesn't mean they're bad, are they? You comparing it like that means
No,
you're a bad person.
no, I'm not. That's a
Doesn't
judgment.
and it's
I don't get to make the judgment whether you're bad or good. I get to say
socially
whether
unacceptable, and also
it's
cornrows.
socially unacceptable. It's socially unacceptable.
Why?
It's the
The
same reason that
cornrows ain't a
the
problem all this
same
day.
it's socially unacceptable.
What made
It's
what?
so
Because
it's
cornrows, you're a
socially
thug?
unacceptable. Walk up, yes,
No.
yes. It
I
looks
know
like you're a
some people
thug.
who
Yes,
are
it
thug
does.
and never had cornrows, and they
I
thug.
don't care. I don't care that they did or didn't. I'm saying it does. It represents that. It
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 doesn't.
does. Yes, it does. I'm from Compton. It does represent that.
And I'm from the
Then
ghetto
nobody
too. It
we
don't.
no,
I
you
grew
ain't
up
from
in Brooklyn and,
I'm
and
not
North.
from the ghetto. I'm not from the ghetto. You from Brooklyn. I'm from Compton. We created the ghetto.
No,
We
y'all
created
didn't.
Crips and Blood.
That's the suburbs.
We created Crips and Bloods. No, we're not. Compton's not the suburbs. Compton's the inner
Look, I
city.
mean, look wise is
It's
the
the hub
suburbs.
city of Los Angeles. It's the center of gang violence. We
But
created it.
and Brooklyn, there was violence too. It just wasn't gang banging. Now it is.
I'm
And
talking
that came
about
from
gang
y'all.
bang.
But before that,
I'm talking about black gang culture. And so when you look at it from that perspective, nothing that they do is socially acceptable behavior. Nothing the way that they look is socially acceptable behavior. Nothing, none of it. Nothing that the Crips and Bloods do is socially acceptable. And so, if we're presenting ourselves, anything, the hairstyles they wear, the shoes they wear, the pants they wear, the way they wear their shirts, any of that, I'm not allowing my son to do because it's socially unacceptable behavior. But you still can't run my nation. I'm trying to get people that can run my nation. We're not dying because we don't have people that can touch your soul with a great song. We've been having that.
but
We're dying because we don't have people that can lead our nation, that
and
can lead our
also the
community.
brokenheartedness of what you said. Now, if you look at the brokenheartedness, I've had there's been a lot of songs lately, but I haven't heard a lot of love in the songs. I've been hearing a lot of songs, and there's been songs
If
that's
there was
bringing
never
more
a,
of the trauma and the pain.
if there was never a song again on planet Earth, black people would still be here suffering. If nobody ever made music again, black people would still be here suffering. Like I'm tired of this talk about sports and entertainment, and that is not a factor in our life. We are not financially illiterate because somebody wrote a bad song.
That's true.
We're financially illiterate. We're economically illiterate because we are not being taught. Because we'll teach little baby to have cornrows in his head and wear Jordans. And that's important to us. We teach little Tay Tay to twerk her booty cheeks at 9 years old. And we say that that's
That's
cute and we
shame.
applaud her. We applaud her on TikTok. We applaud it on TikTok. So for me, anything that goes along with that culture, with that lifestyle, I'm preaching against that. I'm not going to teach my daughter. My daughter can wear cornrows when it's time to swim, and she does. We put cornrows in her head during swim season, during when she's in high gymnastics season because it's too hard. She's sweating every single
Yeah,
day. Not my son. My son's gonna have the same hairstyle as my daughter. No. Absolutely not. Stop, Reeves. Stop. I'm not teaching my son to do what my daughter does. That is unacceptable socially. We become this is why are we this culture? We're the only one. You don't see Indian boys walking around with cornrows in their heads.
they can. Their hair
Yes,
won't.
they can.
They hair
Yes, they
won't.
can.
Their
They
hair
can
don't
put
lock
ex-
the way ours
they
do.
can they can put, but I'm not talking about locking. I'm talking about cornrows.
I
Indian
mean,
women braid
cornrows,
their
it
hair when they
don't
go on
braid up.
vacation, just like black
The
women.
hair don't do it the same way.
it, it still braids up. It still braids up. I've been all I lived in England. I saw the Indian boys that love black music and love Rasta. They find a way to I lived in Japan. I saw Japanese boys that dreadlock their hair, but
But
culturally
not.
they are not doing that.
But we
Culturally,
have
they are
different
not
cultures.
doing that.
So
What?
wait a minute. Why are we
We don't have
comparing
a
their
culture.
cultures to
That is our
ours?
culture. Because why is our culture cornrows and Jordans?
That's not the full extent of our
That
culture, though.
yes, it is.
That's
What else
part
is
of
our
it. No, it's
culture?
not the full
Name it.
extent.
What's the rest? What's the rest?
The rest is also the food, the
What
style,
food? What food? Slave food, soul food, and collard greens is black culture.
and West Indian food. That's I said that's the part of it. And poetry
What's
and the art is also
poetry is not black culture.
it's part of it. Art, our
But
art is.
poetry was
But you
around
don't
way
want to
before
admit
the
it.
Americas
Art is part
existed.
of it.
Art was around way before Black America existed.
Ex-
It's not our culture.
I know, but it's
We don't
part
have
of our culture.
exclusivity
The
to
way
art.
we do our art is
But
like hip
art is
hop, R&B,
but
soul
what
music.
that is cultural.
That is, and that's art. That's a form of art.
And in hip hop and R&B, our boys wear cornrows, sag their pants, and sing about fucking your wife.
And
That's
also
our
getting
culture.
married.
That's
And
our
also
culture.
getting
No,
married.
we don't. No, we don't. We don't
Used
sing
to,
about getting married.
used to.
We're not talking about Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. That was
Hey, even
real.
Jagged
We're
Edge
talking.
did it.
We're talking about today.
If
We're
you talk
talking
about
about
today, I
today.
agree. It's not as much love in the music. I just got through saying that. But
Yes, you did.
we don't have to go so far back to Smokey Robinson. We can at least go to Jagged Edge. You can at least take it to the
Talking
2000s.
about one. Jagged
This is
Edge made
Showtime.
one song. Jagged Edge made one song about "Let's Get Married," and it was
They
really
made another
ghetto.
one, but it wasn't as big. It wasn't as big, you know.
Let's Get Married was we ain't getting no younger, so we might as well do it. That is not what you want to propose. Ain't nobody saying that when they propose.
If you can sing, you can get away with it. Because if you can sing, you can say anything, and they'll just be like, "Ooh,
Yeah,
I'm here."
I
Ooh,
am certain that no woman who said yes to marriage today got hit with a proposal where the dude was like, "Hey, we ain't getting no younger, so we might as well do it." Okay, I thought we have been waiting for you to propose to me for so long.
it might. If she's
Absolutely
been
not.
around for 15 years, that might
She's
be
got yeah, she's got low self-esteem. She's been around for 15 years. You're right.
like you
And
might as well. Like,
something's much more deeper than just her saying yes.
like yo,
Any woman that's
I got a free
mm-mm.
Wednesday. You got a free Wednesday. Yeah.
No, Reeves, that's not what we're supposed to be doing.
I'm
And I'm
just
not saying
saying,
that.
some people
I'm
got
not
that
saying.
mindset.
Look, Prince can wear his hair like Prince because in artistry you could do the weirdest stuff. Michael Jackson with the baby hair and people with the earrings. And I know I've been raised in the '80s. I had baby hair in the '80s and the bangs and a Jerry curl, and I had earrings and all that.
How
But when
that's
you grow
girl.
up, yeah, yeah, the S curl, the whole nine, all of that. We all did the Ready for the World curl back then, of course. But when you grow up and you become an adult, you understand that there are certain things that are just socially unacceptable behavior, right? And that used to be a pull my finger, and fart, and everybody laughs, right? You amongst your
Yeah.
boys, everybody laughs. Stupid stuff like that, right? Flicking boogers and kind of stupid
Ugh.
stuff all kind of stuff when you're a child. But when you're an adult and you're flicking boogers, you playing pull my finger joke when you're an adult. No, there are certain things as adults that become socially unacceptable. And as Black people, there's a certain standard that we should be holding ourselves to. And we are not holding ourselves to that. I remember Barack Obama's um, um, uh, last the press dinner. I can't remember even remember the comedian that said it. You probably do. The guy said, "No, they call you this, they call you that, but no matter what, Barry, you still my nigga." Like he said the word nigga at the press dinner of the United States of America, and we applauded this.
What was
Even
that?
on
Dave
our
Chappelle?
no, it
I
was a
remember
light-skinned
comedian.
brother, comedian. He was kind of a flash in the pan. I don't even remember him now. I can't even remember him. He wasn't even a big comedian then, but he'd had a relationship with Barack, I believe, before he was the president. So Barack got him to come and say the speech.
I
But
gotta
he
look
said
that
it.
up.
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube now.
Yeah,
So it's
because I
like
can't remember for the life of me.
even even at our height on the biggest stage there is, the United States of America,
You got the nigga reminder.
that's the best that we are. We're willing to accept this behavior. And Barack Obama denounced the Nation of Islam and Farrakhan, but he didn't denounce this boy calling him a nigga. You see what I mean? Like the psychosis of Black America. This is what we think. We're willing to accept being the lowest forms of life in our culture. And as soon as it's time for a discussion, we say, well, white people do it too. Well, white people this. And well, white people. Why are we concerned? What about what we're doing? Why are we not doing? Why are we're worried about the laws and the this? So then why aren't we legislating? Why aren't we the legislators? Nobody. Why aren't we spending more money on politics? We got Jordans, 300 pair of Jordans in our closet, but haven't given $300 to a political campaign. But we're mad at the Koch brothers because they own 70% of the United States Senate. See, this is the psychosis that I'm talking about amongst our people. At some point, you have to say, there's no community. We're not doing community. We have to be individuals. And I have to worry about myself. You have to do what's best for yourself. And then after we get self, we can we
But if
can
we just
lock.
worry
Then we
about
can lock.
self, how do we get to the point where we have community? Like you
Why
can
do we need
like
co- why do I need a community? If let's say you and me live on the same block. We have two
yeah,
houses on a block. We have two houses on a block, right? You never meet me, I never meet you. But every Saturday you mow your lawn. Every Saturday I mow my lawn. How's our block look? Damn good.
Yeah,
I don't even know you. I don't even know you. Ain't no, but there's a bottle on the street. You were driving home to pull in your driveway. You saw the bottle. You picked it up. Pull up. I saw a piece of paper. Picked it up. I've never met you. You've never met me. But how's our block look? Damn
good.
good.
That's a community stuff to me.
But I don't have to know you for us to have community. I just have to take care of my house, and you have to take care of your house.
So that is community.
That 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 is community without having to be together. We are together in spirit. We're together with the same cause. And that's what other groups have. They don't go rah-rah with each other and go march with each other. That's not what they do. That's not what the Koreans do. That's not what the Vietnamese do. But they just stand culturally for the same thing. So they don't tolerate the same thing within their community, within their culture. And that culture is their community. They don't have to know each other. They're not piggybacking each other just because they're Vietnamese. It's not the way it happens. They worry about their own family. They take care of their own family, and that's it. They're not marching to take care of your family. They don't have to because you're taking care of your family the same way they're taking care of their family. That's what we need to be doing.
A lot of us are
That's
taking
it.
care of family, not enough, but that number will increase. But they don't have people against them as much as technical difficulty. I'm sure he'll come back. I'm sure he'll be right back. Yes, got cut off. He's back, y'all.
You know what I love about Reeves is Reeves can and I can get on the phone and we just have a conversation. We get on the podcast and we have a conversation. And before I know it, we've been talking so long. I lost internet service and phone battery is dead. Reeves is my brother. We just talk
Bro,
about it real because it's so real and our passion is so deep. And that's what absolutely what I love about you.
love about that about you too. Every time I figure, oh, it's just gonna be like a 30-minute conversation. He got other stuff to do. Then I would have later. No, no, no. But listen, check this out though. Check this out though. No, no, no. Let me tell you where you're wrong now.
No, but you're the only one of all the podcasts that I do. You're the only one that I have this kind of conversation with, where it's like we're sitting in the barbershop. You know, you sit in the barbershop, you get your hair cut, but you're still there.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, barbershop talk. I'm all for it.
Yeah, well, and having it. But let me make sure before we cut out because I know we have to go. That people do know where I am on Instagram and TikTok. It's at Maxwell Billieon. Billieon is spelled very similar to the word billion. It's Billieon. Billieon. So much more coming. I'm absolutely going to be doing a regular sit down with Reeves. I love having this conversation. This is
Me
a
too.
great man with a great, fantastic perspective.
Same here.
You guys have to absolutely support the podcast. Force him to do more content because you know people got to work until their podcast really jumps off crazy. So force Reeves to do more content. Leave it in the comments. Get on him. Make him do much more. And I will certainly, absolutely be back to talk and have more discussions like this, Reeves. Man,
Thank you.
I am very, very thankful that you exist.
Thank you. Same here, bro. Like I said, you're a friend of the podcast. Come through whenever. And you know why I enjoy about talking with you? Cause I always kick the vibe that is just real cool. You saying what you feel, but you bring through your experiences. You're
Yes.
not afraid to speak on your experiences. Other people, not as much.
Yeah, no, we have to use real life. You get to um, a level of wisdom where you understand that people are going to learn from your reality, and your reality is might be full of successes, but it certainly has some failures too. And you know, Jordan, I remember reading Jordan's biography, and he talked about how many more shots he missed than he ever made, and he said people don't remember the shots that he missed; they focus on the ones that he made. He focuses on the one he loses sleep over the ones that he missed, and that's greatness. That's greatness. Not that, and that's what we want to be. That's what we're trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do with my children. That's what I'm trying to do with yours. That's what I'm trying to do with everyone's. Is let's make great. Let's make greatness. We can make greatness. We've made greatness, and we can continue to make greatness. But we've got to have a certain standard that disallows failure in our culture. And to me, that starts with individual greatness. So I'm here. I'm going to absolutely see you soon. Thanks for having
You
me
soon.
again.
Y'all support. Make sure I support Maxwell Billieon. Check his Instagram. Make sure you on there and keep him up. Let him know. Show him love, y'all. Hit him on TikTok and all that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Stay up, brother.
You too.
Peace. Salute. All right, good brother Maxwell Billieon. And I thank you for tuning in. Thank you again for tuning in. He will be back on, friend to the podcast. And yeah, it was a good interview. Felt like barbershop talk. Mike called his barbershop talk. And y'all stay up. And this Black to the Future, this this hat done by my, was by my barber. You know what I mean? Malik, you know what I mean? Yeah, Mook, what up? What up? And you like these hats, get at them Instagram, Mudabarber 88. Barber. So Mudabarber 88. Check for these hats right there. Got them in the red and the other colors. Shout them out. Shout them out. Follow them on Instagram. Tell them Reeves sent you. And y'all stay up. And I'm on reevesent.com. We have more content coming, you know, uh, more podcasts, more episodes coming up. Thank you. And yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling. You can catch me on Instagram at Vibing with Reeves underscore podcast. Vibing with Reeves on Facebook, ReevesENT.com. I'm a producer as well, artist as well. And check the podcast. And Fridays I drop the podcast and I drop it like it's hot. And you might get some more, might have some weeks where you get 2 episodes or 2 for 1. And thank you, y'all. And that's it. Kept y'all for a while. Thanks for rocking. Let me know how you feel in the comments, Agree, disagree, show love, let me know how you feel. Stay up. I one.